Here's how to make a super delicious and hearty shoyu ramen. So starting off with the broth, you can either make it yourself or you can buy a pre-made bone broth from a store, either in liquid form or in dry cube form. I personally recommend that you try making it yourself. It is quite different and really worth the experience. So to make the broth, you can go two ways. You can either use the stovetop method where you cook the bones for roughly 3 to 4 hours, or you can use the pressure cooker method and cook roughly for 45 minutes to an hour. I'm going to use the pressure cook method, and to that, add in roughly 900 grams of pork bones. Feel free to replace it with either chicken or beef bones. 2 chopped up carrots, 2 chopped up celery sticks, and a whole onion cut into quarters, 2 cloves of garlic, and 2 slices of ginger. Pour in roughly 1.5 liters of water. Then we'll be setting it for 45 minutes on high pressure. Let the pressure cooker naturally release. Then we'll be straining it into another pot. And there you have your broth. As for the bones and veggies, feel free to still have them really nice and tender, and any remaining meat can still be eaten and incorporated into another dish. We'll also be adding in a cup of soy sauce, a cup of mirin, and half a cup of rice wine, and a cup of water or stock. Follow that up with a bit of spring onions, a slice of ginger, and 1 crushed garlic clove, a tablespoon of sugar, and half a tablespoon of dashi. Bring it to a simmer and cook it for roughly 20 to 30 minutes. Once the sauce is done cooking, we'll be removing the ginger, spring onions, and garlic. And here's your sauce. This sauce is pretty versatile. Feel free to use it in some stir fry, baste it on any meat that you're going to grill, braai. Very delicious, and I usually make quite a bit to store in the fridge. One of the toppings will be mince meat. I'm using 1 part pork and 1 part beef, with a total of roughly 600 grams. Throw in the meat in a cold pan without any oil. There's enough fat to render out from the meat itself. Throw on some salt, pepper, add in a bit of a cornstarch for slurry. In the same pan, add in a bit of Nappa cabbage and salt. They're done really quickly, so cook for roughly 2 minutes. So they look like this. For the eggs, we'll be boiling them for roughly 6.5 minutes for that runny yolk. Then submerge them in cold water in order to stop the cooking process. Cook up your noodles. Remember, fresh noodles cook really quickly, roughly 2 to 3 minutes, while dried noodles take a bit longer. But the best way to tell when they're done is just to give it a quick taste. Now to construct the ramen, we'll be adding in our noodles. Follow that up with our sauce and our toppings. And lastly, the broth. There we have it. Let's see how it tastes. Wow, that's flipping good.